do we need to raise our standards to find real healthy love, or do we need to lower them? Well, in my experience, it's actually a bit of both. I've been working with clients for many years, and I typically see certain areas where we really do need to raise our standards. And I also see certain areas where letting go of some of the things that we think are most important actually give us so much more freedom to find the healthy love that we're wanting. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, the specific things where we absolutely do need to raise our standards and things that we'd actually be much better off if we let go of them. But real quick, before I get into that, I have a brand new, really small, intimate group program that I'm going to be opening up. It'll be starting in July, and it's called the Breakup Glow Up. And this program is for you if you want to use the end of your bad relationship to level up your love life, which means releasing subconscious blocks, learning how to find real healthy love, and really just clearing out all of the baggage that you may have been carrying around from past relationships that's making it harder for you to find that partner who's really right for you. Because that's what it's all about here. That's what this channel is about. Finding real healthy love. And not just taking in the information, that's important, but we also need to get our subconscious on board with real healthy love, letting that love in. So if you're feeling stuck and alone after a breakup and you're ready to heal, you're ready to move on, and you don't want to do it alone, you want some camaraderie, then this program is for you. I'd love to have you. More info is in the link in the description. Check it out and you can book a free consultation call. All right, so I have been coaching clients since around 2020, and I've been helping them release blocks so that they could find real healthy love, subconscious blocks specifically. And there's been certain patterns that I've seen that are making it hard for us to find the healthy love that we're looking for. And I've also gone through this myself. I've been on my own healing journey from bad relationships to real love. And there were certain things that I realized I actually had to raise my standards on. And there were some things where I realized, you know what? Me wanting this particular thing is actually holding me back from getting the kind of relationship that I want. All right, so what is the main area that I see a lot of clients needing to, let's say, I don't even like to use the term lowering your standards because that has a bad connotation to it, doesn't feel good. But what I would say is to broaden our perspectives, to get a little bit more grounded in our expectations for a partner. So the areas where I see us needing to lower our standards in that sense are really the superficial things that a lot of us get kind of stuck on and hung up on when it comes to looking for a partner. But before you think, well, does that mean I have to not be attracted to them? No. There's some nuance here. But certain things like height, body type, race, those are the areas where if you really want real love, it would serve you much, much better to have a little bit more wiggle room than you might be currently having. So let me get into this here. This does not mean getting rid of attraction. Of course, we want to be attracted to our partners, right? But a lot of times we get certain conditioning. Like we have to have, for women, we have to have a partner who is over 6 feet. For a lot of us, we just kind of hear that. It's just kind of more of an arbitrary thing that sometimes people have told us is more attractive. But often if we let that go, we can find that we actually have attraction for lots of different kinds of people of all heights. Body type is another one of those things that we can kind of get hung up on. And a lot of us can have an ideal of the type of physique or the type of body that we want our partner to have. And sometimes we do find that that's the type of partner that we're drawn to, absolutely. But if we can move a little bit out of our comfort zone or out of the small range that we might have previously been going for in body type, then again, we open our dating field up in a huge way, and we can feel a lot of attraction actually if we give people a chance to get to know them, to see if there's some chemistry, some connection there. And again, we can find that we're actually probably attracted to a much larger range of types of physical appearances than we may have thought previously. I don't know if any of you have read the research out there on the breakdown of statistics for how many men, I think it was what I read was in the United States, who are actually above 6 feet tall, which is a metric that a lot of women still hold today. And it's actually not that many men who are above 6 feet. So if you're looking for that as a cutoff, as a particular type of man that you want, you're actually going to really limit the numbers of people who would be available to you. Race is another area where there could be some wiggle room for you. You might have thought, I'm only attracted to this particular race that I am, or this other race that I'm familiar with. But again, if you broaden who you're open to, you might find a really great potential partner in someone who you wouldn't have expected. All right, here's another area where I do see that broadening our perspectives, or again, lowering our standards, actually can serve you really well when looking for real healthy love, and that's income. So a lot of times, especially for women, we have certain requirements for how much money we want our partners to make, and often it's making more than us, right? However, the reality of dating these days is that very often women are making more money than men. And so again, like I talked about with the height thing, if we're looking for a particular income level that's higher than ours, or let's say over 6 figures, that's going to really slim down our dating pool. There won't be as many options for you. Now, I don't mean here that you should go for someone who is broke or who has no money, no job prospects. No, but what you might want to consider is, instead of going for the person who has the most money, like over 6 figures or something like that, but possibly consider someone who has a really good job, has good spending habits, and who you're really compatible with, because that might actually make you happier in the long run than having the person with the huge income, but there's a lot of other things that are not aligning. So another area where it would actually serve us really well to lower our standards are around hobbies. Now, I know a lot of us get really hung up on wanting a partner who is very similar to us in the ways that we like to spend our time. And I would say that having a partner who enjoys some of the things that you like to do is really important, but having a partner who likes to do almost every single thing, or a majority of the things that you like to do, is actually not necessary to have a healthy long-term relationship. So if you're super, super into skiing, and that's how you like to spend, let's say, a lot of your weekends in the winter, it's not necessarily that important to find another partner who is also super interested in skiing every weekend. What's actually more important is to focus on, do you have similar ways of living? Do you have similar lifestyles? So maybe if you're a very active skier, you might just need to have someone who's very active because you like to be active in other ways as well. So why am I saying that these things are not that important? Well, this is what the relationship research has shown, that things like height, income, hobbies, physical appearance as far as like the body type, they actually don't correlate to happiness over the long term in a long-term relationship or a marriage. But it's usually what we think is some of the most important things. Now again, like attraction is important. Yes, we want that attraction, but having the particular type of body that we think we want, or the particular level of income that we think we want, actually doesn't have much to do with long-term relationship happiness. So what are actually some of the areas that I see us needing to raise our standards on? The most important, how we're being treated. So a lot of times, again, what I see is we're all out there looking for the more superficial things, right? Like the attraction, the body type, the income, the hobbies, but we're overvaluing those things and overlooking a lot of times just plain old, does this person treat us well? Are they kind to me? Do they treat me the way that I want to be treated? Do I feel respected in this relationship? Do I feel cared for? Do I feel like this person has empathy for me? That's a lot of what I see us needing to raise our standards on, having higher expectations for how people treat us. Another area where I really see us needing to raise our standards is emotional availability. So having the expectation that someone we're dating is going to be emotionally open with us, is going to be sharing their emotions, sharing their thoughts and feelings, not distancing, not texting one day, and then you don't hear from them, and then they text you the next week. We would be much better served if we want healthy relationships to require more in terms of the emotional connection from our partners. No more hanging on to the guy who's really cute and who makes us feel good, but who just isn't there for us when we need them, who isn't calling us back when they say they are. Same for men. It's saying no to the girl who makes you feel really excited and really drawn to her, but when you need her, she's not there or she doesn't treat you well. Another area where I see us really needing to raise our standards is requiring healthy communication. So many of us, and I say this myself, I have done this, we tolerate a lot of poor communication in our relationships. So what does that mean? We tolerate a lot of criticism. We tolerate a lot of what I would call violent communication, which is shaming communication, accusations, you statements, you did this. What we're looking for, what makes a relationship happy and lasting is kind communication. We would call that nonviolent communication, and that would be more of what I would call emotional availability, which is sharing our feelings, how we feel, I statements, and then requesting certain things. So that would look like, I feel sad when this thing happens, could you do this differently? Those kind of behaviors, the research has shown, are what make relationships happy in the long term. And the last area, and I think is honestly the most important one, that I really see us needing to raise our standards on is commitment. Requiring commitment from our partners if that's what we're looking for. So what does that mean? No more situationships, no more friends with benefits. If a committed relationship is truly what we want for ourselves, then that's what we need to go for. And not staying in a situationship even though the person's really attractive to us and we like all these things about them and we feel good with them. If we want commitment and this person can't give it to us, they're not for us. So what I talked about today is just a small part of what I'll be teaching in my new group program, the Breakup Glow Up. So again, if you're interested, I would love to have you join us. It's going to be a small, intimate group. I'm probably going to cap it at maybe 8 to 10 people so that you can get a lot of intimate attention from me. So if you're interested in that, click on the link in the description. So after watching this video, you might be thinking, well, I'm actually now not sure if the person I'm seeing is right for me or not. And if that's where you are, then check out this video.